Many of the things in our homes need electricity to make them work. Our industries would all stop without it. And so there is a huge demand for it. But how does electricity reach us? Our Welsh investigator has been out and about in South Wales to find out.
Right here, it's time to go to sleep. I'm going to turn the lights off.
Shh, we'll have to be quiet. We don't want to disturb Hugh and his family. You wouldn't think any electricity is being used in this house at the moment, because they're all going to sleep. But look. The screensaver on Hugh's computer, the little red light on the switch and on the television. Even at night we seem to need lots of electricity. Electricity is very clean and easy to use. It comes in here all by itself. Nobody has to deliver it. But where does it come from? This is Aberthorpe Power Station, where they produce electricity in the Bridge End area. Let's go find out how they do it. This is the turbine house in the power station. Inside this huge box is a machine called a turbine. They blow steam onto the blades of the turbine, which makes it spin very fast. And as it spins, it produces electricity. But they need to get fuel from somewhere to make all that steam. What kind of fuel do you think they use? In this power station, they burn coal to make electricity, and they need masses of it. This is the stockpile where the coal is stored. The power station makes enough electricity to supply the whole of Wales, so they have to keep feeding it with coal. 5 trainloads a day, in fact. Where does all this coal come from? Some of it comes from here. This is Podslip Open Cast Mine, just outside of Bridge End. It's an amazing place where these huge machines scrape the coal out of the ground. Coal is a fuel that is usually found very deep in the ground. It looks like rock or stone, but it's actually the remains of ancient trees and plants. And it burns very well. Look at the size of this thing! It needs to be this big to move all the rocks and coal. And the reason it's doing this is because we need electricity. I'm shown around the mine by the manager, Mr. Lewis Hands. I thought you had to go underground to get coal.
No, what we do here is we take the soils off the surface and put those to one side. And then we dig a big hole underneath where the soil was to get at the coal underneath.
What do you do with all the rocks you get? Because not all of it's coal.
No, we put the rocks to one side as well. And when we finish taking the coal out, we use those to fill the hole in, and then we spread the soil back on top.
And this is what it looks like when they've finished mining. Where once there was an ugly hole in the ground, there's now a peaceful nature reserve. But the trouble with coal is that once it's been taken out of the ground, it can't be replaced. And when it burns, the smoke pollutes the air. So we have to look for new ways of making electricity. Ready? Go! Hugh and his class are finding out how we can make use of the energy from the wind. Here it comes. There's not enough wind. Wind can drive things forward. It can make them move. So why not use power from the wind to drive the turbines to make electricity? That's exactly what's happening here. This is the Taffeely wind farm on the hills just above Bridgend. The wind is being used to power the turbines to create electricity. It's clean and doesn't involve burning precious resources from the ground, so wind can be used instead of coal. But the trouble with wind turbines is that we need hundreds and hundreds of them to make as much electricity as one power station. Do we really want to cover the hills and mountains with these things? Electricity is amazing, isn't it? We all depend so much on it. But if we want to keep on using it, we'll have to find lots more ways of making it.
Who would have thought that fresh air could make the electricity we need for our computers and videos? The air we breathe is essential for life on the planet, but as our investigator for the Midlands will show us, something we now take for granted is polluting the atmosphere. Barinda Sangha reports.
Coventry, like most of Britain's large towns and cities, suffers from air pollution. But what causes this and what can we do about it? Air pollution is caused by what we put into the atmosphere, from factories and the fumes from vehicles that get us around. People are more and more aware of the quality of the air we breathe, and lots of cities keep a daily record of pollution levels. Tim Williamson monitors the air quality here in Coventry. So Tim, is it true that the air in our cities is getting dirtier?
Well, yes, Brenda, it is. And we know that because we use machines like this to measure it. This sends a beam of light across the city, which measures the amount of air pollution. The reason it's getting worse is because more and more people are using their cars to get into towns and cities, which puts more fumes into the air and makes the air quality worse.
But you don't always need high-tech equipment to measure air pollution. Here at St Benedict School in the centre of the city, these children are going to check the surrounding air quality using much simpler methods. What leaves should we have? Wow, this one looks quite nice. The first group go to the back of the playground and using a piece of sticky tape gather the dirt particles that have settled on the leaves of the trees. So what does it show? The second group at the front of the school